Sometimes you need more of a reality check and less of an X's and O's strategy. If you've been struggling with getting your body and your health together, and if that's where you are right now, I'm about to give you 4 pieces of brutally honest advice that will mentally and psychologically put you on the path to getting where you need to be. What's going on? My name is Montel Harden, personal trainer, strength and conditioning, and sports nutrition coach since 2017. Over that time, we worked with over 700 men and women, helping them drop body fat, build lean muscle, and get healthier than they've ever been. And a large part of my job and what I've had to become good at is a psychological aspect, a mental aspect of getting in shape, getting healthy, tearing down old habits, rebuilding new ones. This is just as difficult psychologically and mentally as it is physically. When I first started coaching clients, I didn't understand that. I thought that the better you were at the X's and O's, the eat this, train this way, do this workout and this exercise, sleep this much, take this supplement, I thought that that was all that was required to get somebody to where they needed to be. The fact of the matter is, it's not. We all have our own personal biases, preconceived notions, past traumas, opinions, all of these different things mentally that could be impacting us from getting to where we need to be. The fact is, you have to figure out what those are and knock the dominoes down. I have 4 that I think the vast majority of people, guys especially, I'm speaking to guys because like 99.9% of our channel viewers are men. And then I have a few of our female clients as well. What's up, Laura, Susan? And there's typically 4 kind of psychological hangups that guys have that they deal with when it comes to getting their bodies in shape. First is a perception that your job and your family is holding you back from getting healthier, is getting in shape. Didn't travel so much for work, if the kids didn't get up so early, if family dinners didn't have to be tailored around the kids, if like so many ifs and buts involving 2 things you do not want to lose. Think about that. You're making excuses for you don't want to lose your family and you don't want to lose your job. Both of these things you want to keep. So if you know that they're going to be consistent, constant themes in your life, isn't it easier? Doesn't it make more sense to make a way instead of making an excuse? You're making an excuse for something that's never going to go away if you have your way. You get what I'm saying? So if your family and if your job is what you feel is holding you back from what you need in order to get in shape and to get healthy, you only have 2 options. Either you get rid of the job and the family, or you find a way to do it in the midst of your job and in the midst of your family. I don't know about you, but that's not even a question to me. It's not even a debate which option I choose out of the 2. You have to find a way because you want to keep your family, you want to keep your job. Very, very simple when you lay it out this way, but so many guys will look me straight in the face and make this excuse as to why they eat like crap, as to why they can't get up and go to the gym, as to why they have drinks every night, as to why they can't get any sleep. And I empathize with it. I have a kid of my own, so I understand how having kids, having a spouse, sometimes some things can impact your schedule. It can impact what's available to eat. It can impact what food is in the house. Like I understand all that, but the fact of the matter is, you still have to take charge of your personal health. If you know you're in a place where you are overweight, you're borderline diabetic, you're hypertensive, you hate the way your clothes fit, your energy is terrible, you sleep terrible. Like if you know that your health isn't in order, then you actually owe it to your family. You owe it to the very things that you feel are holding you back in order to be the best version of yourself physically. So I think that's one mental model that we have to kill, is a perception that family and work are holding you back from getting healthy, because those are 2 things you always want to have. So it's either you always have those and never get in shape, or you never have them and you get in the best shape of your life. Neither scenario works. So let's find a way to blend the 2. Let's do something that works for your schedule. Let's do something that works for, if you stop trying to work out for 2 or 3 hours a day like the bodybuilding magazines, and start getting you a 30-minute home workout in. Stop trying to meal prep every single meal and figure out how to get a slightly healthier alternative of everything that you guys are already eating. You don't have to completely reinvent the wheel. You need something to actually blend seamlessly into your day and into the day of everybody else that you're involved with. That's going to be how you build the consistency you need. Secondly, hear this one all the time. Oh, my genetics are just terrible. Poor genetics is actually a reason to be more disciplined, not less. Imagine you had family history of heart disease. Your father, his father, his father, and his father all died from heart disease. should you be more or less focused on doing things that build a healthy heart? Just be less focused because you're like, oh, well, you know what? My family has a history of poor heart health, so I just know it's coming for me. Would you think that way? Or would you say, I need 4 hours of cardio every single week. I need some healthy fats. I need to stay away from junk food, processed sugar. I need to stay away from bad cholesterol. I need to sleep. I need to manage my stress. Like, I have to work overtime in order to keep my heart healthy because I'm already at a genetic disadvantage. You say that when we talk about that in the context of heart disease, I think it's easy. But when we talk about it in the context of just being simply, 40, 50 pounds overweight, if you can look back at so many of your family members or your parents or whatever, and you can see that, oh, I just, wasn't blessed and gifted genetically from a body composition perspective, then it's the same concept. You might have to work a little bit harder than somebody else that's able to stay a little bit leaner. Just like somebody that is just naturally quicker from an academic perspective, one person might have to study 10, 20 minutes and they got it and they're gonna make an A. Another person might have to study the same exact material for the same exact test for 2 or 3 hours to get a B. It's the same concept when you talk about your health and you talk about your fitness. It's not that you can't get your body in great shape. It's just that it might take a little bit more discipline. You might have to be a little bit more dialed in than maybe what the average person would be if you have just a higher set point from a body fat perspective, or if it's a more of a struggle for you to build up lean muscle than maybe a counterpart of the same age and the same size. Like, you have to understand what cards you've been dealt. And usually you can kind of just look around, look at your brother, look at your sister, look at your mother, look at your father, look at your aunts, look at your uncles, look at your cousins. Like, look at your family as a whole, and you can pretty much pinpoint whether or not you have good or bad genetics from a health perspective. And the worse your genetics are, the more disciplined you need to be, because they're just waiting to express themselves as a result of all the bad habits that you're building up. So if you can get away from those bad habits, start building better ones, you will not only become the genetic outlier in your family, you'll also start to create a new foundation of habits that will eventually lead to a new set of genetics for your future family members. So when we have the genetic conversation, we have it as if it's static and there's nothing that we can change. But you living a healthier lifestyle, you being a healthier, more fit person, eating higher quality foods, exercising, moving around, that's going to trickle over into your kids. And then that's going to trickle over into their kids and then their kids. And then 2 or 3 generations later, your kids will be the one with the great genetics because of what you did 70, 80, 100 years ago. So the genetics conversation goes both ways. Third, the perception that grinding in silence, putting your head down for 6 months and grinding is going to get you in the best shape of your life. Fact of the matter is, it's bound to get you next to nothing. It is very, very hard to change your habits when you're the only one that knows what you're trying to change. When you don't get accountability around something, it's easy to just wake up, hit snooze, and go back to sleep if nobody ever knew that you were supposed to be getting up in the first place. If you never told anybody you were supposed to be going to the gym, if you never told anybody that you were supposed to be eating better, and I know what you're thinking, you're probably going to say, oh, well, I've told people before and, I didn't follow through. So I kind of just want to be in the background or whatever the case may be. That's your own limiting belief, thinking that you're going to fail. If you knew that you would succeed mentally, if you knew that this would be the time that it stuck, you would have no problem telling someone. But because you subconsciously feel like you're going to fail again, you want to keep it a secret. You want to keep it under wraps. You want to grind in silence. And that's not going to get you anything but on again, off again, on again, off again, until you just eventually quit altogether, because having accountability is the biggest piece of the puzzle in your health journey. Somebody needs to know what you're working towards. Somebody needs to know what you got going on. It can be a workout partner. It can be a coach. It just needs to be somebody that is walking the same type of path that you want to walk and that can hold you accountable to what it is that you're trying to do. I promise you, very little transformational progress is made in the dark by yourself. Pretty much all the greatest inventions, the greatest discoveries, they all have happened in groups of people. They all have happened in partnerships. They all have happened when one person was holding another accountable and they were working toward a mission together. Stop the grinding in silence. Stop the disappear and pop out in 6 months. Like, chances are you are not going to stay consistent with that if you are the only person that knows what you got going on, especially if you have a family, if you have a career where you manage people or you hire and fire people. Like, The only way that you can do this is if you can go and be a complete recluse for 6 to 12 months. And chances are you don't have the lifestyle that fits that. So just go ahead and seek that accountability. Go ahead and let everybody know what you've got going on. Tell them, hey, I know I failed last time, but this time is different. You got to have that extra accountability and an extra set of eyes if you want to build that consistency. And most importantly, you got to actually accept the accountability. When somebody calls you out on your crap, when somebody says, aren't you supposed to be doing that? Weren't you supposed to go to the gym? When somebody calls you out on your crap, don't get mad at them. Don't throw an excuse. Be held accountable. Seek the accountability. That's going to be how you get where you need to be. And then lastly, and this one is more how you focus mentally on your workouts, on your training, on your diet. You need to be training and fueling your body for the version of you 10 years from now. Time of this video, I am 28 years old. So my thought process is not really around what I want to look like on the beach this upcoming summer. It's much more revolved around what do I want to be doing at 38 years old? Do I want to still be able to play basketball 2 or 3 times a week at 38? Absolutely. Do I still want to be able to lift and go to the gym 3 to 5 times a week? Absolutely. Do I want to be able to take a 10-mile hike? No problem. Absolutely. Do I still want to be medication free? Absolutely. Do I still want to be between 10 to 13% body fat? Absolutely. Do I want to still be ache and pain free? No knee issues, no shoulder issues, no hip issues, no ankle issues? Abso-freaking-lutely. 10 years is already mapped out for me because I know that I want to be doing everything I'm doing right now. I want to be doing that maybe even at a higher level by 38. So my training, my nutrition is all funneled into that 10-year approach. And I think that you'll find this extremely beneficial because now instead of constantly thinking about just one day to the next, you zoom out so much further in your health, and it allows you to make the decisions that are best for your health and not for short-term scale wins, not for short-term, oh, I lost 10 pounds. You don't think that way anymore because those things, the short-term fixes don't get you healthy. The short-term fixes don't add to your health span. When you do the right things, you focus on building up lean muscle, you eat high quality foods, you move your body consistently, you train the right way, you eat when you do the right things, you know that it's going to improve your health span. It's going to improve the amount of years that you are healthy and in great physical shape. So when you can start thinking 10 years ahead, you make completely different decisions. Think about the life that you live now. If you're 45, what do you want to be able to do at 55? If you're 55, what do you want to be able to do at 65? Think about these things really long and hard and get super specific about what you personally want to be doing without the assistance of medication, without anybody else's physical assistance, without limitation. Think about what you want to be doing. And then you need to start training and fueling your body for those things. And then the body composition, the drop in stubborn fat, the building lean muscle, all those things are going to come if you start building up your future self. Because working out and eating high quality, it's an investment. It's an investment, which means that it might not necessarily pay off today. But if it's something that you keep doing, you're going to keep stacking and stacking and stacking. And you're eventually going to have plenty of dividends that start paying you out in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. As a result of what you do today. So you have to start thinking longer term, bigger picture with your health, and that'll get you out of the quick fix rat race that's been keeping you stuck and on and off for the majority of your life when it comes to getting your body in shape. So that's it. Some of my brutal advice. I don't really think it was quite as brutal as I might have framed it in the beginning, but I do think that it's important to have the right mental approach, the right mental frameworks in place as you go into your journey, because if you don't, then you're going to get punched in the mouth by a stagnant scale. You're going to get punched in the mouth by a sick kid. You're going to get punched in the mouth by a work project that went over too long. You're going to be like, oh, see, this is why I can't get in shape because my work just keeps running over. And this is why I can't, because I can't get up in the morning. Like, you're going to be ready to jump and make those excuses for yourself as soon as these opportunities present themselves for you to do so. And that's not what I want you to do. I want you to find a way instead of an excuse above all of these things that we talked about, because if you can, you will create a system and a strategy that works great for you, that's flexible with your schedule, that fits your body well, and that gets you exactly where you want to be. If you listen to this and you're like, hey, you know what? This was exactly what I needed. I have been making these excuses. That is how I've been thinking about things. and I'm ready for a different approach mentally, but then from a strategic perspective as well. If that's you, click the first link down in the description. Take our transformation quiz. Let us know what your goals are, what you got going on, and we will take a look at it and then send you back a complete transformation assessment breaking down exactly how we'll take you from where you are now to in the best shape of your life, no matter how crazy your schedule is and what you got going on. Also, make sure that if you like videos like this and you want it more in written form or straight to your inbox every single week, just click the second link down in the description. Sign up for our email list. I'll make sure to send you insights and value just like this video every single week. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss any more uploads going forward. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.